Hey guys, it's Scott with scottieb Cards, and in this video, I want to look at Topps Chrome and Real One autographs from Topps Flagship and decide which one we think will be the best investment in the long run. So that may be kind of an interesting introduction, longer than normal, but what we have going on is Topps Chrome has released their images for the Topps Chrome product, and we have a few images in particular of Jacob Wilson and for James Wood. And those images made me think of something that I wanted to share with you all and something that could be important as you're looking to buy baseball cards as an investment in the long run. So the very first thing I want to know, in Topps Series 1, for the first time in 2025, we were introduced to Real One autographs. Real One autographs were the same image as their flagship base card with an autograph layered on top of the card. There's a little bit of an autograph box and potentially parallels. This was a great innovation by Topps. I try to give them credit when I think they do a good job, and this was one of the better things I think they've done, well, since Fanatics has purchased Topps, at least recently. And so what happened is we also had Real One rookie cards. So here's Jacob Wilson and here's James Wood, and they each respectively had Real One autographs. So we have the base card here, and then we have the gold parallel for Jacob Wilson, the black parallel for Jacob Wilson. Here's the green for James Wood and the gold for James Wood. The way these worked is the parallels were extremely limited. I believe it was just green, gold, orange, red, and black. They like black now out of 10. So I think it was just those 5 colors, which is a very small rainbow, especially for rookie autographs. If you look at Topps Chrome, which we're gonna get to in just a couple seconds, they have so many parallels now, waves and shimmers and all these different things. And I don't even know all of them. Aqua parallels. You know, it's one of those things in Topps Chrome where it's very watered down. These Real One autographs are a breath of fresh air because typically in the flagship sets, they had sticker autographs and they did not match the images. But now we have hard signed autographs and they match the flagship images. They were a throwback essentially to what we had with Real One autographs in Topps Heritage. In these particular cards, they matched the image of the player. So here's a bunch of rookie Real One autographs, but with just the signature added on top with the top certified autograph issue, and they look fantastic. And that's what Topps copied with this set. But the main concern was what happens when Topps Chrome comes out. The reason for that is because here's an example of Aaron Judge's flagship card, and the autograph has the exact same image in Topps Chrome as he had in the flagship set. But that is no longer the case because, as you can see with Jacob Wilson and James Wood, their Topps Chrome autographs do not match their flagship autographs and their flagship base card. So this opens the question of, are those Real One autographs actually the cards that you'll want in the future? Imagine with me real quick. Albert Pujols, he had a Real One autograph. Mike Trout's 2011 Topps update, that had a Real One autograph. Juan Soto on his 2018 Topps update had a Real One autograph. He had a sticker autograph in Topps Chrome update, so close, but not quite. And then Mookie Betts had a Real One autograph in 2014 Topps update. Those cards would be some of the most sought after in all of the hobby, especially the low numbered parallels. And the hard thing is with Topps Chrome, it's essentially become a diluted product. I don't think that's too mean of a thing to say because it does have more parallels than ever, higher print runs than ever. There's so many rookies on the checklist. It's a pretty brutal product. And I'm not saying flagship is a great product in general for opening, but it's one of those things where there's so many different competitors. Topps Chrome Sapphire, Topps Chrome Update, Topps Chrome Sapphire Update. Then we have Topps Chrome Gilded. We have Topps Chrome Black. We have a bunch of things I'm not even remembering. Topps Chrome Cosmic. And they all don't follow the same design, but they're all a part of that Topps Chrome brand. So it feels like that set in general has become devalued. And it's not the first time we're seeing Topps Chrome autographs not match the flagship card. We saw it in 2014 with Jose Ramirez. We saw it with Nolan Arenado in 2013. And that's continued. And then there's some years where they do match, like this Judge card as an example. But that was the main concern when these Real Ones were introduced, is I don't want to buy them because they aren't going to have a lot of value simply due to Topps Chrome having the same image, but it's a Chrome version. But that's not the case. And so let's talk about the pros and cons of the Real One autograph. And if that's actually the card you should be looking to purchase for the long run because it's the better, investment per se. So the main argument, we already talked about this probably to death in this video, but matching images is a big deal. We like matching images. We like continuity in sports cards. And so for Topps in the future, when they're actually going to be showing James Wood's cards, they usually pull out their flagship card. And so that card's going to be seen. We look back at 1952, we had Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays, not their true rookies, but kind of, because 51 Bowman had their true rookies. But then we get to 54, and in 54 we had Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, and then 55 and 56, 57 we had Frank Robinson, right? And so it's one of those things where those rookies all tie back to the traditional Topps set, and these autographs are matching what is the continuation of that set for James Wood as an example. And they're very limited. I already mentioned this, but the parallels are very not that diluted yet. So I'm a big fan of those parallels being the good ones that are kind of like true parallels that have been around for a long time. No weird shimmers or waves. And on top of that, the base are pretty rare. Just like the Topps Heritage Real One autographs that I showed, those are pretty tough. Even the base have really good value. And like I mentioned, they're from a flagship set, which is good. They're very tough to pull, which is nice. I know that sounds silly, but in regards to long-term value, hard to pull is a good thing. Coming across those cards and pulling the cards, having them be limited is a good thing. So that's one pro. As an example here with Topps Chrome, you get 5 Topps Chrome or 3 to 5 Topps Chrome autographs in a jumbo box. They may have lowered it from what it used to be. And then in a hobby box, you're guaranteed at least 1, right? And so it's one of those things where you're always getting rookie autographs, where with flagship like Series 1 and Series 2 for those rookies, they can be a challenge to pull. For example, with a hobby box, you may not get one for every 3 or 4 boxes. With the jumbo box, you're guaranteed one, but the Real One autographs aren't the only autographs in the product, but they're the most valuable and the coolest ones to pull. Topps Chrome is becoming weaker with all of its variants. We already hit on those. No need to go too deep into it, but Sapphire hurts. Then we have Topps Chrome Update Sapphire, all those other things do devalue what Topps Chrome is. It just makes it confusing. And that's one benefit of Real One autographs. Very straightforward. It is the same image. You know what that card is. But there's arguments against it for sure that I just thought of off the top of my head, and you may be thinking of some right now that I'm not. They're a paper stock card. That's a challenge. We have been trained to think that Chrome is premium forever, right? Ever since like, I think 1996, 1997, when they introduced Topps Chrome in basketball and baseball. Even back to 1993 when we were in Topps Finest, when that was first introduced. That was like their best premium set with refractors and things. We've been trained to like Chrome, and there's nothing wrong with that. But paper stock cards usually have a knock against them that they seem cheap in general. Topps Chrome has way more of a rookie autograph legacy than Topps Flagship. Flagship may have more of like the black parallels have a legacy, or the short prints have a legacy, or the legacy back to the 1952 Topps set with just the base card, right? And so Topps Chrome does have that legacy built in, which is very good for that set and a big argument for that set. And like I already mentioned, Topps Chrome is viewed as the more premium version. It's literally, Topps Chrome was literally created to be the premium version of the flagship product. That is what it was made to do. But at the same time now, Topps Chrome is not the premium product. That's probably Topps Chrome Sapphire, or all these different sets that we have. And so it's one of those things where it may not be quite as strong as it used to be. But the last thing that may be the killer for Real One autographs, unfortunately, is the foil parallels. And the reason I say that, we can go look at these cards, right? So these are refractors. It's a red refractor. It's shiny. We like shiny. These are foil parallels. They're also very shiny, but it is a paper stock card. We got to get used to this being the 1 of 1 instead of the super fractor, as an example. This is the foil fractor. They're foil parallels. So it's kind of one of those situations. Can the matching image and the set and the legacy of the set overcome the fault of it being a cheaper product? I think there's a legitimate chance that's the case. I think there's a legitimate chance that these are more sought after in the long run than those Topps Chrome autographs. I recently did a video on Definitive versus Dynasty, and Dynasty is a better set. Like, there's no reason to deny that. But Definitive had its own pros and cons, where like maybe for you, for the price and for what it is, you can get a better deal on those Definitive cards. This is different because I'm not making this video just to kind of like make you think. I'm making this video because I do think these have a real chance of passing those Topps Chrome autographs due to the imagery and it matching. And I think it's a great thing that Topps did. It makes me like Flagship. I love what they've done with Golden Mirrors. I think that's great for Flagship. It's becoming, in my opinion, the best set. There's actually relic cards of these, where it's the flagship image with a patch card. That's awesome. So overall, I do like the direction of these Real One autographs. And I wanted to make this video once I saw the Topps Chrome rookie autographs not matching, because it's an answer to a question that we all had when we first saw these. And the answer is no, they do not have the same image, which does elevate these Real One autographs a little bit. So let me know in the comments down below, do you like the Real One autographs better, or do you like the Topps Chrome rookie autographs better? Do you like that rookie legacy better, or do you like the image legacy better in Flagship? It's going to be a fun debate over the next few years, and hopefully Topps keeps it this way, so that way there's a better card eventually to come out of this era where it's very junky and confusing. This could be the card. We'll have to see. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you in the next video.